Well, we'll go ahead and get started, and hopefully we might have some other colleagues join us a little bit later. This presentation is going to be recorded, so it'll be able to be accessed at a later date. But as Greg mentioned, welcome to our Community College Counselor Update meeting. We mentioned this was a little bit of a sneak peek for what's to come in fall. So we are really excited to share some things with you today before we get started into the fall semester. So without further ado, I'm going to start with the agenda. So we are very excited to be doing some introductions today. Excited about really everything we have to share with you, give you some campus updates on what fall will look like, some information on the fall 2021 application process to be able to share with your students. We'll have some scholarship updates as well. And then at the end of the presentation, we will do a Q&A. We'll be using the chat feature. So as we're going through the presentation, if you have questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and then we'll go over them at the end, but you're welcome to enter in your questions as you go or as we go, or just wait until the end. Either way, we're looking forward to just hearing some of your thoughts and just sharing some things. So very, very excited to introduce who we have on the call today, or the meeting. My name's Helen Duca. I've been with the University of Akron for maybe 3 to 4 years, and my territories will be Eastern Gateway Community College, Stark State, and Belmont, just to name a few. We have, if you're interested in getting the full gamut of our territories, you're welcome to reach out as well if you don't see your school listed here. I'm so excited to introduce my 2 new colleagues in the office, Jessica Toro and Olivia Rado. They also will have their own assigned territory, but I want to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit more about themselves from their own mouth.
I can go first. My name is Olivia Rado. I'm really excited to be working at the University of Akron. Like Helen mentioned, I am a little bit newer here, but I'm super excited to get to work here and to be able to work with you all. A little bit background about me, just to kind of give you an idea of who I am. I grew up in the Akron area, and then I moved away for college and for graduate school. But I kind of felt the pull to come back to Akron, kind of where my roots are. And so I came back, and kind of through my graduate and postgraduate experience, I was able to work in student life as well as alumni relations. And through that experience, I really learned that I had a passion for serving students, as well as making higher education more accessible and more equitable. And so I'm really excited to be in the admissions counselor position, where I feel like I can serve students, but also kind of break down some barriers for students that they might be having in accessing college. So yeah, that's me. My territories are some colleges that I'm going to be working with: Lorain County Community College, Lakeland Community College, North Central State College. So yeah, excited to be here and excited to work with you all.
Hi, everyone. I am Jessica Toro. I am looking at some of our attendees, and I'm super excited to see some familiar names. For those of you who don't know me, I grew up in Pittsburgh. I moved to Ohio in 2016. During my undergrad experience, majoring in business, I worked in business development, also did some recruiting, dabbling in both healthcare and manufacturing industries. And then I heard about Kent State University's higher ed program. And during that time, I got to intern at Lorain County Community College, did some academic advising experience during COVID. So, that experience unfortunately wasn't all that I could be, but I also worked in career services, dabbled in IR as well. And then I also interned at the University of Mount Union with student success, learning some strategies there, and kind of circled my way around Tri-C as well, working with the ATPL team, OLAT, faculty development, and helping to boost enrollment for the online AA, which is still growing, I know. And then, yeah, so I'm just really excited to be here. Transfer has always been my passion, to help save students time and money as they obtain their degree, try to, boost that retention and matriculation rate for our students here. So definitely, when they come here, they're going to be in good hands, and you have a lot of passionate people right here to help you.
And my name is Greg Landis. I've been here many years, and I kind of pitch in and help the transfer team with strategic initiatives in our recruitment efforts, and also work with the traditional freshman market as the lead on kind of our out-of-state markets and travel in Belmont and Jefferson County still for the traditional freshman market, and then also as work with the College Credit Plus program here at the university. But thanks for joining us again today.
Thanks, everybody. Campus updates. I think we get questions pretty frequently about what campus is going to look like. And I'm very happy to say our campus is open. We've currently been welcoming guests and students back onto our campus. And in fall, we are slated to have resuming with our in-person classes. So it's anticipated for them to be transitioning back to what we would have said is normal in terms of how many in-person classes and what that capacity looks like. We will still have online classes available. However, for those students that were really missing the in-person experience, they can expect to have more offerings for the in-person. In terms of our mask mandate, masks are required unless fully vaccinated. So that's in line with the CDC recommendations. Our capacity restrictions have been eased both in the academics area, but also for the events. So the visit days that we're able to facilitate tour capacities as well. And then residence halls are also open. So, and transfer students are welcome and encouraged to live on campus if they would like. So those are more accessible as well. So we also wanted to ask the question about what the community college campuses look like. Are they open? Are you planning to resume in-person visits as well for your partners? If you're having any tabling, any type of transfer events on your campus, please let us know. We would love to come and start interacting with your students on your campuses again, if possible. But then if you are still doing virtual, again, we're happy to interact in that platform as well. So hoping to kind of hear where the pulse is at a little bit for the fall for everyone on the call. So transitioning now just to talk about the application. It is the application for the fall 21 semester is still available. Our priority deadline is July 15th, with the final hard deadline being August 1st. So what the priority deadline means is that we're asking students to submit their application and their required credentials by or before July 15th so that we are able to review the documents and give them an admissions decision and help them continue through the onboarding process in time to be able to have a good schedule for fall and make sure that their aid is in order in time before the fall semester begins, which is August 23rd. After August 1st, which is that final deadline, applications are reviewed on a case-by-case basis. So it becomes a little bit more of a case-by-case. We have to look at the students individually. So please share that with your students if they are still interested in starting with the University of Akron for fall 21, as it is still an option. Just a reminder of what some of the credentials are that we're looking for: the official college transcripts and an official high school transcript or GED score report if they haven't completed that associate's degree. And the minimum cumulative GPA that we're looking for admission is a 2.0. Just a reminder of that there currently is no application fee, and that will be continued for students applying up until January 1st, 2022. So if students are thinking about maybe applying for the spring 21 or 22 semester, if they do so before January 1st, let them know that they won't have to pay that application fee. We do also have a confirmation fee, which occurs after you've been admitted, and there's assistance available for that. So if you are working with any students that may be expressing any type of hardship, and finances are something that may be a detriment or a factor before deciding to transfer to the University of Akron, please encourage them to reach out to us, because we do have assistance available for those students still. And on that note, I am going to pass the torch to Greg to talk about some of our scholarships to help the students.
So thank you, Helen. We understand that scholarships and costs are a big factor for students transferring in. And so this is kind of what we're looking at in terms of the fall, in terms of our scholarship scale, in terms of what they would be receiving. One of the things that we've tried to be super aggressive on is if a student is transferring from a community college and they're debating between University of Akron and XYZ University, and Akron's their first choice, but XYZ University has a better financial package, please have them contact us and we'll take a look and see if there's anything else we can do for the students. We also probably are more than likely are going to be restructuring our scholarships, the awards for starting in spring 2022. We don't have the information yet, but we will be sure to share it at our next meeting, what that's going to look like. Also, one of the things that we had a few transfer students apply for, and it's an additional award opportunity. If a student has a 3.5 or higher GPA, they are eligible for the honors program. I know it's a little bit late in the game, and you might not be working with students that didn't know that they could apply to be in the Williams Honors College here at the University of Akron. Just have them outreach to me or Helen or Jessica, Olivia, and we'll work with the honors program and see if they'll take their application. I'm pretty confident they will at this point, and that would be an additional award on top of any academic money that they're receiving. Like I said, we want to try to make sure we understand that college is expensive, and we want to make sure that we can put the best package forward to students. One of the things that I think Helen just alluded to, we do have a confirmation fee of $100. However, we have assistance in place for students that might have trouble paying that $100 fee, that we have some funding available to cover that. So let us know if there's anything we can do to assist your students in getting here to Akron by August 23rd, our first day of classes. So like you said, this is kind of what we're looking at right now on our scholarship scale. We do have the private endowed scholarships too, but key takeaway is let us know if you want us to take a look at their package, if they need to speak to someone in financial aid about going over their package, seeing if they have any special circumstances that have come up during this past year that maybe we can see if there's anything else we can do to get them here. But please encourage them not to be shy, and we're going to try to do our best to help them get here and be a zip in the fall.
Thank you. Okay, so we are now at the Q&A feature or time, sorry. Sorry. Okay. So I'm just looking at the chat and seeing what's there.
Wondering if there's anything new or ideas that you'd like to share as well. We're also happy to hear that. So feel free to share.
It looks like we have a question in our Q&A. The question is, any consideration being given to extending ZIP's affordability scholarship to transfer students in the future?
I think those discussions are going on. We haven't heard anything since they just rolled it out for the first year. So one of those things that we should know probably, I don't think for this fall, but in the future semesters, we'll be able to provide an update on whether there's any leeway in including the transfer student in that mix for the ZAS or the ZIPS Affordability Scholarship. So we'll keep you posted. We haven't heard anything yet. We're hopeful that we can extend that, but I think just as kind of a pilot for the fall was just to kind of gear towards traditional freshman enrollment.
We have 2 questions in our regular chat as well. So one question is the app fee waiver for January 1st, 2022. Is this for the spring 2022 semester?
Yes. So it would be if you're completing an application for admission prior, the fee would be, there would be no application fee.
And we also have a question about for the scholarships offered to students transferring to satellite campuses. The person posing the question says that they have many that transfer to Lakewood for BSW.
I think they are. I will have to check on that. We'll take a note of your email and we'll let you know. I think that they are, but let me double check in terms of the branches.
Questions though?
And also I had mute on, unfortunately. I think I said, if any of you need any pennants or anything for your counseling centers or anything, you haven't gotten an Akron pennant or anything, please let us know. We have a few extras we'd be glad to send out to you to display. I know sometimes we try to bring them when we're traveling, and obviously last year we didn't do any traveling. So let us know if you would like a pennant or such for your counseling center area.
I forget if we covered it, sorry. But if anyone has, I mean, everything's changing, going back to campus. Olivia and I mean, I'm familiar with some of you visiting some of the campuses, but we would absolutely love to get out, get to know you, what your needs are on campus, your student needs, anything like that. Definitely just reach out to us. I can put my direct email in the chat if you don't have it already, just so you can feel free to reach out to me directly. Of course, you know Greg, so also feel free, reach out to him as well. But we're more than excited to get out there and get to know your students. So, let us know if there's any time that we could ever meet or even set up a webinar. There's always that as well. We're very flexible.
And I think Helen alluded to this, but maybe just to let you know, we are the transfer team is taking appointments in person or virtual, whatever they would like to, whatever your students feel comfortable with. We are doing campus tours too. So through the transfer services area. So if they would like a campus tour, want to come in for a meeting, go over credits, credit evaluation, kind of a rough look and see where they're at and whatever pathway they're going down, we're happy to do that. So it doesn't have to be virtual, but it can be. It just depends on what the student's comfort level is.
I don't know if everyone, if you remember who on that one slide where it showed like who they would contact depending on what school they're from. I don't know if maybe we want to just go back to that slide since Olivia and I put our contacts in the chat.
Yes.
We had lots of fun taking those zippy pictures. All right, well, I don't see any more chats coming in, Helen. So, but you have our contact information. So feel free to reach out at really any time. So.
And one of the things too is, and this was just meant to be, because I know everyone's super busy, just a short update, kind of give you where we're at right now. Our enrollment right now, I forgot to mention this earlier, we look to be a little bit trending ahead of last year's numbers, which is great. But also if there's, in the past, when we get a little bit more in the school year, we'll focus in on an academic area. So if there's any areas that you would be interested in hearing more about, through a webinar or anything. We did the College of Business, College of Engineering, Polymer Sciences. If there's a specific program that you think there's a high interest level about, that whether it's cybersecurity, computer science, nursing, any of those type programs, just drop Helen or one of the team a note, and we'll try to get them scheduled for our future kind of virtual meetings. We do hope at some point to have you all invited to come here on campus for a little program. We usually do those late fall, early spring. So additional details will be coming out for those once we get everything open back up again before we start scheduling stuff and everything, no glitches or anything. But let us know if there's an academic area that would be beneficial to you all to know a little bit more about. And we can certainly have kind of do the same type meeting as we did previously and share information about that particular program.
We have a few more questions. I'm answering one right now, sending some links to you, Arlena. And it looks like Brian has a question as well.
So one of the questions I think Greg answered a little bit, the question is, do you know of any academic program updates for this year that may be of particular interest to transfer partners? So like Greg mentioned, we typically do a little bit of a larger update meeting in the fall where we feature specific academic areas that you might have an interest in hearing from, or that there's like a bigger change with. So that is something that we will likely be doing in the fall. But if you have questions about specific programs, please let us know so that we can make sure that those are included. Another question, or maybe I guess request, highlight programs that are completely online. So we do have a really nice chunk of programs that have been modified to be completely online. They're still available in person as well, but now they've got the design programs or the design components to be completely online intentionally. And if those are available on our website to see, there is a button at the top of our website that says U Akron Online. So you can see the full listing of all of the programs. We have associate's degrees, bachelor's degrees, and some master's programs, just to give you an idea of what those programs are. The Bachelor's of Organizational Supervision is completely online. The Allied Healthcare Administration is completely online. The 3 tracks of our communications bachelor's degree are online: sociology, criminal justice. I think I'm hitting most of the all online ones, but they are available like on the website if you're, interested, but I think I got most of them. So
I put the link in the chat as well, so they can, there's questions right on the webpage too about tuition and financial aid, when do classes start, just specific to the online program. So feel free to check that out. I put it in all caps just so it wouldn't be missed, but let us know if we missed a question. I know we had a couple come in. We still have time, so feel free, while we're here, continue to ask some of those questions. These are great. Also great for Olivia and I, because now we're learning as well.
Okay, I think the chats have died down. So, okay. So like we mentioned, this will be available on the website. So you'll get an update when it's posted online, so that you can either review for yourself or share with colleagues who might not have been able to attend. But we really appreciate everyone tuning in with us this morning. We hope you found this helpful and beneficial information to share with the students that you work with.
Hey, so we have a question about prospective counselors being, will the prospective counselor be sending out the email about your visit day for advisors?
Yes. Yes, we will. Once we get the date set, we'll send something out early so you can mark your calendar.
And it looks like maybe some folks might not be able to see what's in the chat. Not sure what that is, but if there's information that you weren't able to get, feel free to send us an email, or if you'd like, just request that we reach out to you with some of that specific information that you weren't able to get. Happy to send over a nice email, include some links for you. Any more questions?
I'm just gonna go through really quickly. I think the issue was that we were posting just to panelists, and you toggle down and put, I think, all panelists and attendees.
Oh, well, it was the user malfunction. I'm sorry.
I think I'm just going through just so we can have the links. So.
Okay, yeah. So what Helen's copying in there is the question about online degrees and certificates, and link is included there. Also the link, if students are interested in visiting our campus, right on our transfer webpage is a link to request an appointment. They can always just say in the very bottom comment, not interested in an appointment, just want to go on a tour. We have a couple absolutely awesome student workers here that give excellent campus tours. So definitely available for that. Apologies, sorry for my user error there. But again, any questions, feel free to either send me an email or feel free to ask again, and I'll resend what we were answering there. So no worries there.
All right, thanks everybody.
Great to see some familiar names. Feel free to reach out.